Before this video begins, I'd just like to give a thank you to our most recent patrons, donators and Twitch subscribers. These being Dante Demonic, Tribal Typhoon, Skyhawkings, Negus, Miss Future Teach and Travis Games. Thank you, all of you. Greetings and welcome to Shadowstar. I'm Captain Ri'shad, aka the Renegade, and is this the Amarie? What the fuck? Hello? So yes, I've had some time off. It's been the Christmas period. I've taken a break during it. I probably should have got the cinematic video posted, but I'm not gonna lie, I keep having a fight with it. It's been something I don't like, okay? But hey, while I'm working on that, I can get a bunch of review videos up. So that's what we're doing. I got a bit of a Christmas present. Came a bit early. Let's get these reviews done. And we're starting off with the magnificent Amarie class. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's things to say about this ship. Especially since she's available to all factions. So, no matter what your allegiance, please get comfortable. Sit back, relax. There's a vengeance behind us. That ship is actually my favourite ship when it comes to DPS. Will it still be after this? Shall we begin? It warped. So yes, first of all we're going to start off by having a quick dive over the customizations before we look at this wonderful ship stats. Oh. Yeah. So first of all, heads up. I do want to say this. There is a reason why the Vengeance was one of my favourites, is one of my favourites. It's because it sits in the air side of things that I prefer. You know, the wonderful, magnificent cruisers and dreadnoughts. But it's past agile. This ship is more of an Escort class. She's smaller as a result. That's the first we could take out from a customization. We're looking at a smaller ship. A bit hard to get all the detailing in on her as a result because, say, she's so small. But what? Look at this ship. She is covered in beautiful detailing. Left, right and centre. I don't know how much of that detailing came out the show, because I do believe this was taken out of, I believe, Next Generation. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But I will say this right now. I do find this ship to be absolutely wonderful in looks. Yes, she's only got one hull type. Yes, she's only got one template. Yes, she's only got one Windows. And therefore, all you could do is throw a few patterns on her. You're not going to get her to look any different than she does right now. I can happily overlook all of that because one thing, this was when STO was being really nice with everyone and we got a special bridge for her. Yes, it's kind of the freighter bridge to a degree. You do see it used in certain places, especially with, say, Empress Sheila at one point in the storyline. Probably why they developed the bridge up there. It's a little bit rough for what I would expect of the ship, but hey, it's a smuggler's ship. The Amarie class is a smuggler escort, I believe is her. Smuggler's heavy escort, I believe she's categorized as. Who cares then? She can be a bit rough. I'm just glad we got a bridge with her. It's nice to see. Makes a change. So that was quick and easy. Meaning we can get straight into her stats. Now, first of all, let's just note her standard equipment is Tetrion based, and she does have the full standard deflector, blah 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 blah, line of crowd. Most of you will probably be getting rid of all that very quickly. I can imagine there being some pretty damn good anti-proton disruptor and phaser builds on this ship, and my word, you're going to be seeing a plasma build from me. But with all this being said, guys, really stats time. So we are looking at a tier 6 vessel. Can be of course upgraded with the experimental, and oh, that gives her power. Her type is Escort / Freighter. Funny to see that on a smuggler heavy escort, as it's called. I'm gonna go with the freighter being there, just a way to exclaim away the lack of one more weapon at the rear. But then, you could almost give it freedom there because piloting skills. I'll explain why that is later, and I'm just gonna heads up here. She's basically a heavy pilot vessel without the pilot abilities. Put it that way. So we're looking at a hull modifier of 1.15, giving her a maximum stock hull of 51,750. Pretty good for an unmodified hull. Shield modifier is exceptional for an Escort, with a 1.35 to her shields. Normally shields can be a weak spot of the Escorts, almost always is the weak spot of an Escort. But with the right build on this ship, and believe me, it's possible, you can create a regenerative shield setup along with DPS setup that will give this ship some insane survivability right alongside heavy DPS output. Again, we'll get there. Turn rate of 15 makes her very nimble, very agile. She's a bit slow for a pilot, as I was just joking. But, well, she's up there with the Defiant. So a good ship in the runnings. And an impulse modifier of 0.2 and inertia rating of 15. I did say turn rate for 15. Sorry, turn rate 15, impulse modifier 0.2 and inertia rating 50. Wow, I just confused myself there. Can you tell I've had like a week off? I've lost my mind. And I'm talking about one of the most amazing ships ever. Maybe I should have drunk something before I got into this. Yeah, I should be drunk right now. I'd think better. Oh, the antimatter warp core, isn't that lovely? Her bonus power settings are plus 15 to weapons. Excellent. And plus 5 to engines. Also excellent. Great Escort setup. She has 2 device slots. What are you expecting? And a type specific slot, aka the experimental weapon. She comes loaded with 5 forward weapons and 2 aft, essentially giving her the 5 free, except for one of those where, of course, is the experimental. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, since that means this ship can optimize out beam setups. With 2 omnidirectional energy beams and 5 dual beams, or 4 dual beams and a torpedo for the extra punch, you could get a pretty dangerous beam build with this ship. But let's not forget, this ship is, well, basically a masterclass when it comes to cannons. We'll get there. God, there's a lot of where I can just say we'll get there. She comes with the console layout. This is what I meant by the regenerative shields and DPS ability. Is 5 tactical, 2 engineering. Oh, what a weak spot. 4 science. Okay, weak spot made up for. Oh, son of a... This ship is very capable at shield tanking. Very, very capable of being a shield tank. Which is funny to say because she's an Escort. This is a shield tanking Escort. Okay. That's nice to see. We also have a major masterclass already in support potential because of the heavy science ranking to her. She could technically have 1 extra engineering sheet if you had experimental upgraded her. But then she also has that 5 tactical, which can be boosted to 6 if you wanted to, if you didn't want to boost the science to 5. And this gives her overwhelming tactical DPS potential when you take into account her bridge officer layout, which again is insane. She has a bridge officer layout of 1 tactical command seating, sorry, commander tactical seating, a lieutenant tactical pilot seat specialization, ensign engineering, oh well, a lieutenant commander science. Ooh, control abilities. We've got our gravitational well there. And we've got a Lieutenant Commander Universal Intelligence Specialization seating. This is insane. This ship is so good. If you don't have this ship, I can just say, literally from stats alone, just her stats alone, if you don't have this ship, no matter what role you fly, she's probably worthwhile getting. Only hull tanks will find her difficult. That's her only real weak spot, hull tanking. On the stats basis alone, we can say that she can DPS in both Psi and Tactical astonishingly well. She can shield tank and she can support. Then things just get better for her. She has the cloaking system available to her. Now this is a standard cloak, but hey, Klingons make use of this standard cloak extremely well. And then her trait and console, which we're about to get into, are also absolutely amazing. We have an Admiralty stats for her though, and this Admiralty stats is what you expect for engineering, 20. But then also 62 for tactical and 44 for science. I'm just going to say it right now, this ship is impressive. But like I said, she just keeps getting better. Really just keeps getting better. First of all, a quick note, she has an experimental weapon, of course. And this experimental weapon is absolutely wondrous. The experimental weapon, Slam Shot Magnetic Artillery, is a 360 degree weapon with a -50 accuracy rating. This weapon only. So basically, it's got a weaker accuracy. Makes up for that with when it does hit, oof, dealing 4,062 kinetic damage. This is a really high impact weapon with a 20% shield penetration and 2 to self, -10 weapon while fighting with other weapons, or sorry, -10 weapon power when fighting with other weapons, and to target, -10 kinetic damage resistance rating for 20 seconds. I'm sorry, but that can stack up to 4 times, and that stacks enough. This weapon is now doing excessive levels of damage. But we're not going to stop there. Why would I stop it there? I'm not brave enough to do that. Who forgot to go and get the upgrade token? I didn't forget to get upgrade token. No, that never happened. Ooh, fully upgraded. This now gives the ship a wonderful experimental weapon that is at maximum level here. Mark 15 Epic now deals 6,535 kinetic damage. And currently is boosting critical chance and critical severity and a +10 to accuracy rating. Hey, it's only being minus by 40 now. Oh, to be honest, I reckon it would probably be a good idea to modify this weapon to boost up its accuracy rather than anything else. And as a result, you'd just find that this weapon just becomes astonishingly strong. The weakness to it, though, is that you do want to use up some of the modifiers to deal higher accuracy rather than anything else. That is its one weakness. But hey, to be fair, if that's its only real weakness, I can live with that. We also have a nice console. Now, this console, to be fair, at first, I didn't really like the sound of it. But when you've seen it in action, it sort of came back to me. So, it provides a passive 20% to the... Sorry, 20% to critical severity for projectile weapons. Or with projectile weapons. Well, a little bit specialized, but hey, great for torpedo boats. And +50 to Starship Tactical Readiness. Now, this is practically good on any build, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. So, we'll have that one. We'll keep that in mind. Oops, I moved too much. Actively set, though, the supplemental weaponry gives you a kinetic damage, high shield damage, and chance of shields offline. In a 180 degree arc, fires 2 per second for 5 seconds, 10 shots total. Blah. People can do maths, you know. Epic. Cryptic. God, I'm angry at Epic and Cryptic at the moment, so I keep mixing the two together. Alternating left and right weaponry. Well, could that be these massive, like, charges that you sing on either side? Yes. English me. Alternating from the weapons Each shot targets one foe within the left and right sides of a 180-degree arc. So essentially, you do want foes on each side of you, and then left and right you are going to hit. You will hit all 10 shots. If you have all your foes on one side, you're not going to do it so much. But then again, how often do foes stay on just one side of you? Let's be fair. To each foe hit, deals 7,064 kinetic damage, 10% chance of knocking shields offline for 4.4 seconds, and deals 400% damage to shields. So this is essentially a shield drainer. This weapon or console will just completely erase shields and give you... give those that specialize in torpedo boats, again, the perfect opportunity to rend asunder against hull plating. This is basically the shield tank's nemesis. Or should I say, it's also anti this ship. Since this ship's strongest area is its shields. Defensively speaking. And finally we have, well, the trait that I'm looking forward to getting a little bit quicker. Increased chance of shields offline with projectile weaponry. When hitting with projectile weapons, plus 10% chance of applying... I'm not even going to try and say that because, yeah, I'm not Englishing enough today. 2 foe per stacks. Maximum of 10 stacks. So basically, once you get up to... once you've hit with 10 torpedoes or 10... projectiles, you're going to knock the shields offline guaranteed. When applying it, you get shield systems offline for 5.4 seconds, removes all stacks, and no stacks can be added again for 10 seconds. Now, when we say projectile weaponries, we are talking torpedoes and mines. That are the odd experimental weapon that classifies as a projectile weapon rather than energy. But hey, you do your research on the projectile weapon, you'll know which the experimental weapons, you'll know which ones are projectiles. I'm sure some of you guys are basically now thinking, shut the hell up and show us what this ship can do. So with my hands up, I am not the specialist in builds. I am, however, going to put in the links below and in the card in the top corner for the Augment Dictator Games, who has made one hell of a build with this ship. I really do mean an incredibly good build. Check that out if you really want to know what this ship can do. But as it's tradition for me to take the ship into action, I will now take the ship into action myself before we give the final conclusion. I'm not going to do this ship justice. I'm not going to do this ship justice. Oh, let's devour. We're just going to devour these guys. Group of enemies, all like grouped together. Yeah. You have mere moments to fire, buddies. Mere moments. Too late. The only reason you survived is you were out of range. That's insane. Oh, this ship really does dangerously well as a cannon build. Which is fitting considering how many cannons is on this ship. And funny when you think about the fact that it's really good at beams. Then again, cannons is just insane. I haven't even got my trait set up to bolster the ability of cannons. My traits are set up for beams. That's what I normally do. Eat hell, you ugly bugger. I want to see what half my power can do to you. See if we can get those shields offline. Oh, look at those shields go down. Just try it. He's not in a safe place there. You know, that took a little bit longer than I would have liked, but not that much longer. Oh. Oh, I wonder if I can get them all in one fight. Can I devastate them all? I've got the Graviton Displacer equipped. Now, this is one of my absolute favourite consoles from a Zen ship. Combine that with this ship's potential. Ooh. You know I'm going to try it, right? Because all I've got to do is this. Come on, let me get them in the range. No, don't look that way. Ah, you bastards! It's not going to last long enough. You're an asshole. Oh, I forgot they nerfed the Graviton Displacer. It used to be that you would have been able to use it at that range, and I could have grabbed them and quickly turned around and pulled them all in. Oh well. Not like they actually did anything. I'm only peed off because I wanted to try and gather them all together in one place. Well, of course, I'm not strong enough for that. Ah. I told you I could do it. Oops. Oh, I had to do it. I had to do it because it's not very often someone with my low skill level can do that kind of thing. So that was a bit of fun. I feel like it's a bit of well-deserved fun, so bite me. Oh, I am really enjoying the fact that I finally have this ship. My word, I do not like escorts. Very, very, very rarely am I someone who uses escorts. The only time I tend to use them is because I really like the ship in the show. The La Serena, the Defiant, the Akira. About what you get out of me. Maybe the Prometheus. I'm actually kind of a fan of the Hestia over the Prometheus. The fact that this ship, which is not a ship that I like in the show, to be honest, I completely forgot it was in Star Trek. So yeah, it never stood out to me. Damn, I like this ship in the game. Oh, it's just absolutely amazing. So my final conclusions on this ship are simple, and I would love to hear in the comment section what you think. Personally, to rate this ship, whole tank, 5 out of 10. It's got a decent hull, that's about it. Maybe you can set up some hull regeneration, do a regenerative tank that way. Shield tank. Oh, hello. Shield tank, she gets a very good, very good 9 out of 10. She's extremely strong in that field. As a support vessel, which I'm going to classify all round, because if you can do one support, you can do any support really. A support vessel, again, I'll give her 8 out of 10 there. Actually, no, I'm going to give her 9 out of 10 because she's a support vessel with firepower. No matter what, she has firepower. Then you've got her DPS ability. Okay, so DPS I'm going to break down into 3 main sections here. 4 actually. I'm going to do 4 main sections. So first of all, we've got straight up side DPS. Very capable, very strong, easy 8 out of 10 for this ship. Tactical DPS. Now, tactical DPS can also be augmented slightly by science. So again, as a tactical DPS, She gets 9 out of 10 because she's got absolutely astonishing capability. Now, honestly, I could be scoring higher here because she doesn't have the standard DPS vulnerability of defense. To go into this on its true point though, I'm going to actually separate this. Now, of the other two, she will always have some varying defense. The side DPS scores lower than tactical DPS due to side DPS having less shield defense and technically the ship's greatest defensive area than the tactical DPS will have. Thus the score difference. So, as a hybrid regenerative shield DPS vessel, making her both a tank and a DPS ship, which, to be fair, let's be fair, tanks always have a relatively good level DPS. This ship is going to get 9 out of 10 from me because she's taking the specialization that she can do, or the strengths that she has, and making it a very, very efficient hybrid. Very good to have. And for a final hybrid, the same type that I fly as, support DPS. Yes, you drop your defense to do it, but my word, can she do support DPS excessively well. Again, getting a 9 out of 10. My overall score for this ship, tactically speaking, is 10 out of 10 because of what she can do tactically. And as a result, my overall score of this entire ship is, well, simply 9 out of 10. It's very, very hard to get a better ship in this game than this one. She is amazing. Yes, there are ways to get better ships. But my word, if you're a DPS player, this is a ship I recommend for you guys. And if you are in the other roles and want to get into DPS, I would say this is a blooming good entry ship, but it's a little expensive to get to be an entry ship. However, she's certainly one to help you masterclass DPS. If you're DPS and you're looking for a ship that's going to assist you to move into other branches so you can try out others, certainly again, this ship will definitely help you out with that. The only thing you can't really learn from this ship properly is hull tanking. But even then, you can learn that in some level. So, definitely a ship that I would recommend to any player of the game. And she's not even a miracle worker. That makes a change, doesn't it? She isn't a miracle worker, and I would recommend her to any player. Well, certainly something to be said. Guys, thank you for watching. I really hope that you will let me know what you think of the ship down in the comments section. If you're new to this channel, I now primarily focus around reviews alongside my cinematics. So expect to be seeing more reviews. Hopefully this is a good enough excuse to subscribe. If you have found this video helpful in any way, please hit the like button as it really helps me out. And with all this being said, don't forget to check out my links in the description. Speaking of those links, to my patrons and my donators, the people that make my dream a reality and help to bring this channel to the point where I can do this full time. Sincerely guys, a massive thank you. Really want to do a shout out on this one actually. Tribal Typhoon, Skyhawkings, Miss Future Teach, Travis Games, Dante Demonic, Negus. Thank you. You guys are legends. And with all this being said, ciao for now.